Good morning, everyone. I had a different plan for today, but I got a text yesterday that reminded me that maybe we should visit this just because we still have had a lot of things that are still out of stock, temporarily out of stock, and what all of those things mean and what you can do. You can always text me, and if I can look, I'll look and tell you what's going on. But there are times that yesterday I was driving and I couldn't respond for a while. And so I want people to know that all of this information has been made available to everyone. One second, Adrian. So I want to show you when something is not showing up. And then sometimes, I'll be honest, the search function with doTERRA's website is a little iffy sometimes. So if you're not seeing it when you type in the first few letters, sometimes just go ahead and type the whole thing and hit search. And I'll show you what I mean. Come on, Paige. Let's go. Sharing my screen here. Okay. So let's see if I can just, okay, there we go. Sorry, normally I try to be logged in, but okay. So, what? Let's try this again. Uh-oh, let me make sure okay, I'm on the Wi-Fi. Okay, so from this screen, we have options. So let's use the example. So my friend texted me to see about Zendocrine soft gels. So when I type in ZEN, the soft gels don't even come up. And this could be because they're temporarily out of stock. I don't know if that's why they're not coming up in that. I just got peppermint diffused in my eye. That was fun. It could be why, but I am going to, instead of pausing there, I'm going to look and still not coming up. I'm just going to hit return and see what happens. Those are the only two. Okay, but when I typed in the full name, then it came up. So I'm not sure. It could be, like I said, it could be that they do this because they're not in stock. So why bring them up if they're not in stock? But you see that little yellow label at the bottom of it, temporarily unavailable. Now, what does this mean? Let's see. They put it here in italics. This product is temporarily unavailable unless already saved on an existing LRP. So if there is something that you use all the time, save it on your LRP. Just save it there, because what happens is when stock starts dipping, they will restrict new orders so that those who use it and have it on their LRP can still have access. So they do a lot of, I know we get frustrated with things going out of stock, but there's a lot of science that goes into it in the formula and all, and they really do a lot to try to protect those existing orders. And so they'll chop it off, okay, you can't add it to your order if you don't already have it on there, because we've got to reserve it right now for those who still have it on there. And they do this in effort to not completely take it out of stock. So there is another step where if they really run low and they don't get more in time, then they'll remove it from the LRP, at which point you will receive an email. Now, I made the mistake last month of ordering a ton of stuff anyway, and I used a lot of points, and accidentally, well, had I known, I used points on my Zendocrine soft gels, which removed them from my LRP, because at that point they were not a monthly LRP item. They were now a points item. So they're gone from there. So I think one of my kids actually has them on their order. So this is why I'm talking about this. I told my friend, I said, let me check tomorrow, see if anybody I know has soft gels on their order, because what happens is this is a little sneaky thing, you can order multiple. So if it's on your order, you can order two if you need to, instead of just the one or whatever. So I'm going to see if I can get those. And then I will have her just order me something that I need that's comparable in value on her LRP. So she still gets the points and processing her LRP, but then we can just swap and she still gets the product that she needs. Soft gels are not something I typically have extra of. Sometimes I do, but Zendocrine soft gels are something that I use more than a month's supply of. I actually take 3 every night for the amazing benefits. They're so good. You guys, everybody told me, well, this is TMI, but this is what we do here, right? We share what really works. I have a very slow digestive tract. I have very slow bowels. So And I tried all the things everybody typically recommends. I've tried the Digestin, I've tried the Terrazyme, I've taken, I mean, so much. Z Omega apparently works for a lot of people. When I heard Boyd Truman present about the benefits of Zendocrine soft gels and a bunch of other things, anyway, at leadership one year, I started taking them. He said he takes 2 to 3 every night. And because obviously we're exposed to toxins, why not help detox every night? Just support your body with some food for your organs, right? And that was the one thing that finally helped my bowels get moving. So I was very excited. So this is something I share. Anyway, you'll see in here like some really great oils there. You can see why this product sells so well too. At any rate, that's one trick. Now let me show you. Let's go back to the homepage. So that when you can't find it, you can see what's going on with it. So down here in the bottom right-hand corner, under customer service, it's product availability. They have made this available to everyone, this little tab. So let's click that. And this tells you what is out of stock, what's just come back into stock, how long you can expect before it'll be back in stock, all of these things. So recently back in stock, Calmer, doTERRA Passion Touch, the Microplex, the vegan VMZ, and the protecting shampoo. Fantastic. There you go. Restricted to existing LRPs only. You have this whole list. I didn't realize that about the dish soap. I just opened up my very last dish soap. So if anybody has it on their LRP, let me know. That was my other thing I was going to say. You don't have to know somebody personally. If you text me or if you're in the Facebook group, you are welcome to post in there and ask if anybody has it on their LRP, could order it for you and work out a deal that you could either pay them for it or swap them, whatever's going to work. Where my friend is local, it's easy to swap. Sometimes it's just easier to say, could you just order it and then ship it to me and I'll pay you for the shipping, especially if it's something I really need. I've done this before. So all of these things are only on existing LRPs. Airx is fantastic at cleansing the air and helping you when you've been exposed to a lot of things. They released that during the fires, the extreme fires across Australia. So that's what I always go to in my head. That one's so good for that. Anti-aging eye cream. So that's going to be the fun one with the steel ball, the Arbor Vitae, doTERRA Passion, doTERRA Supermint Touch. I don't know why, but it is. It's just existing LRPs right now. Whatever they need for it, it's oh, sorry, I was going to point that out. Manufacturing delay. The Abode dish soap, there's a supply delay. There's obviously something that they need for it that they're not getting. Their global supply chains are still slow and still trying to recover. I deal with one other business, and you would not believe how hard it has been to get plastic of all things for so long. Plastic bottles. Rosemary Steady, try use soft gels. So you can see like supply delay on those. Yaropalm body renewal serum, right? Yaropalm I can't even talk this one. I'm so sorry. Yaropalm capsules. And then of course the Zendocrine soft gels. Up here, you'll see what's completely out of stock. The anti-aging eye cream looks like it has moved. They probably just have not removed it yet from the existing LRPs yet, but it looks like they've just added it. You'll see the bold. If it's a bold, it's just been added to the list, which is also exciting because down here, when it's in bold, it's just been added to the list here as well, which means it's back in stock. So the bold tells you it's new on the list. But yeah, I mean, some of these things, portable pilot diffuser, there's no ETA on that. But the other things that'll tell you the ETA, hey, we expect to have the Volo back in November, and sometimes these will change. So keep an eye on those. If there's something you're watching that you're waiting for it to come back. doTERRA Spa Hand and Body Lotion. That's one that I
still
needed.
have that one on my LRP. I just checked. It's still on there.
Okay, right now they're saying it's out of stock, but Morgan still has it on her LRP. So a couple of us are like, yes, I'll buy it off you. I need more. Morgan's like, I don't need more, but it's on my LRP. So just a heads up that this is where you can check all of this. Last updated October 6th. So what's today? I don't even know what day it's 16th, right? So 10 days ago, they'll update. They were updating it every week. But just watch this if there's anything that you're needing that's out of stock. If there's something, you can always check this too before you remove things from your LRP. in case you're nervous about it being available. I know the hydrating cream, is that what it is? For the skincare was on this list for a very long time. There must have been something they were waiting for. And a lot of people are like, I really need it. You know, there are other options too. I mean, if you really, really need it, nobody has it. There are groups or forums where people will note, they're like, hey, I have a lot of this. If somebody needs it, you're welcome to buy it off me or trade. There are Facebook groups for that. So if that's something you need or you want any of these things and you can't get them right now, like Whisper Touch, hold up, I probably have some. Well, that's wild. I thought I had a bunch. I don't. But I have extra super mint touch. So if somebody was like, I really need the super mint touch, I mean, that one, we can make our own roller. But if somebody's like, no, I really need it in the bottle with the label on it, like, I'm happy to just say, hey, here you go, replace it when it comes back on your LRP, or just buy it from me now, whatever works. So there are a lot of people who are willing to part with some of their extra product if
Hey,
you're willing to pay for it.
I'm going to interrupt you here for a second. Question on the Zendocrine, they still have the Zendocrine oil. And it
Very
might not,
good point.
yeah, you could make your own capsules, can't you? Are you going to do that if you run out?
Yes, I will. Actually, I was doing that for a while because it's cheaper. When I travel, I like to kind of reserve the soft gels for when I'm traveling because they're easy to throw in there. Thank you for sharing that. That's a great point. If you can't get Zendocrine soft gels, they are literally just the oil blend in a soft gel. So you can't make them up and store them, but you can make them up to take. So I'll make up in one capsule because I have rather large capsules, but you can buy veggie caps. If you don't know this, probably should have shared that, but you can buy them from doTERRA. You can throw them on your LRP. And you can fill a veggie cap. Let me show you that if I can get into the right spot. So here you've got veggie caps, just empty veggie caps, $6. Nope. Wholesale is $4.50. And you can just fill them. And I do have a chart in my Facebook group that tells you how many drops of oil are in each soft gel or capsule. So if you need a reference point, I think it's like 4 for Zendocrine. It might be 6. But anyway, I have that, and you can look up, I think it's drops per. Let's see if I can find it. And if you can't find it, just ask me and I'll pull it up and tag you in it so that you can.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it really fast. Oh, yes. It's how many drops. Oh, I typed it out as well. How many drops are in a bottle? How many drops in a soft gel? So Zendocrine soft gels. Oh, they're only 2 drops per capsule. So that's a very inexpensive way to do it, is to fill up a capsule with 2 drops, or 4 drops, or 6 drops. If you're taking 3 at night, which I am, I'll do 6 drops. That's where the 6 came from. Yeah, I will do that. So thank you for sharing that. And on any of those, Copaiba, Digestin, DDR, you can do it. I mean, the DDR Prep soft gels are better delivery, but in a worst case scenario, yeah, fill a capsule. Slim and Sassy, now MetaPower, tries. Interesting that Serenity soft gels are on here because there are also other ingredients in that one, but still, Zendocrine, it's just Zendocrine oil in there. So great call, Trisha, fantastic. Does anybody else have anything to share or add to that? This wasn't a problem before. It wasn't an issue for many years, but I think with pandemic and lockdowns in many countries, and some are still struggling, we just have supply delays on a lot of things.
And I'll just say that I am trying to get, extra months. A lot of people just go from month to month, but I am really trying hard to have extras of stuff that I need, that I want, and keep that supply on my shelf. So have several months worth. And then, I mean, like originally, just when I started, even one of my goals was to have a year's supply of frankincense, which doesn't mean you need to have 12 bottles of frankincense, but you can figure out how much you need but the supplements are different. They're usually a month's supply, but I just, you and I are believers already, but maybe other people aren't. And in having a backup of stuff in the middle of the night, I'll just share a story that Mark has an iron stomach. He went to India about 50 years ago, and he can just almost eat something scraped off the street. That is how strong his stomach is. Where I have thrown up several times from food poisoning, but Saturday night he was so sick, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm rubbing digestion and peppermint on his stomach, and that really made a difference. And it just made me think. I have a fishing tackle box that is a medical kit, and just thinking I need to have, I'm thinking at this now at 5 o'clock in the morning, because he also had a bad fever. He's got diarrhea, he's just a mess. But just thinking, I want to have emergency stock of some of these things. And anyway, just a thought, just that having more than a month's supply in general is a good idea. And then when they're having stock issues, and when it is in stock, then I like to get more. So anyway.
100%. I totally agree. I'm glad you brought that up, Trisha. And I think even people who weren't necessarily, that wasn't on their brain before the pandemic, I think as things went out of stock, hand soap at the grocery stores or whatever, doTERRA had similar issues with a lot of things. I think that made us even more aware that it's important to have on hand the things that we need, that we use in our families, and maybe a little bit extra. And I feel the same way. I don't want to run out of something that we need and that we use all the time. So yes, that's where I'm like, I like to have extra. I have extra of a lot of things, but I need extra of the soft gels. So probably what I'll do is, as they're available, I'll stock up on those. And in the meantime, I'll keep filling a capsule, but I will keep the Zendocrine oil on hand, because that is something I use every single day. So yeah, great point. This is our first aid. This is what we go to first. And if we need more, we need something else, then we go to the doctor. But you saw during pandemic too, like there weren't options to go to the doctor a lot of times. In fact, my neighbor, who's a doctor, just was out of work for a while because he had to close down. So it's nice to have these things. People can say, well, you need medicine, you need this and that. Well, but you need something. So when you don't have those other things available to you, it's important to have something to help provide for and take care of your family. So, and yourself. That's what I look at. At any rate, thank you all for joining. We will go back to talking about products and what they're good for next week. But I wanted to cover this really quickly because this is still a thing and it's going on right now. And I want people to have access to the information to know when their things and their beloved products will be available again. So, okay, thanks everyone. Have a great day.